I haven't been uploading too much, as you can see, and it will probably stay this way for a bit longer. I also stopped uploading shorts on the shorts channel because I kinda started to despise them. I still have a lot of funny moments and I'm currently thinking about what to do with them. Although, at this point, I also stopped to record while streaming to catch highlights or funny moments. I will still continue to stream, since I'm enjoying sharing my first-time experiences in video games. And it forces me, in a good way, to go through my backlog, bit by bit. I made incredible progress on my backlog and, in general, I allowed myself to rest more often in recent times. I'll be honest, I was more and more unhappy as the year went on last year. It started pretty strong, all things considered, but has almost crashed by the end of the year. YouTube isn't doing as well as I hoped it would do, especially some videos have had so many days and weeks invested into them, so much work put into them, but also the world situation, which continues to get worse with AI and everything getting more and more expensive and straight up hopeless. And also one or two real-life events that hit me harder than they should have, probably. So I'm currently in my I want to do better kind of phase, where I kind of surprised myself with how I'm pushing through this thing. I started working out again, spending a minimum of 30 to 60 minutes outside, walking, jogging, running, just being outside. No phone. I deactivated all YouTube notifications no matter what. I installed an app called Screen Zen, which no product placement or anything. But yeah, I use it to limit the amount of time I can spend on social media. It's not like I was addicted, but I definitely spent a bit more time there than I should or I would want. YouTube, any browser or any social media app that I have, works wonders, works pretty great. Today is the first day of February and I'm on a 90-day streak already. I started a few things last year already, wanting to change a few things. Starting this year, I'm part of a volleyball club, association, organization, whatever you might call it. I left quite a few years ago, but to say it outright, I'm kinda lonely, you know? I also wouldn't say by choice, although I'm not exactly, well, it ended up being by choice at the end. Things just kinda evolved into the situation. Bad friends, people leaving me hanging, using me only when they felt bad themselves, being irrelevant to most people, kind of a side character most of the time. I wouldn't say traumatizing stuff, but these things sure left their marks. Having almost a sort of identity crisis. Is that just what I am? A no one? That was right before the pandemic started too, so during the pandemic things didn't feel all too different for me. Being quite a few years into this whole thing now, that isolation of sorts, man, it starts to feel painful. And I definitely hit a low bottom last year. I was not doing well at all, man. So yeah, there isn't anything else to do around here, but this is one option I had to just get out. The first time I wasn't even able to speak to anyone, and weirdly enough, the second time I already made multiple acquaintances and I was able to have some really solid small talk actually. Just talking about work and what each of us do in life. I guess that's how this stuff works, right? Oh man. I got myself a notebook to write down what I'm grateful about. I also have written down what I was already able to achieve, what I was able to learn skill-wise, what goals I have. Nothing too big, but definitely achievable goals. And generally, I started to care a bit more about myself, my health, I suppose. I was hating myself most of my life, but I think I'm slowly getting over it. bit by bit. I see first slight differences, I think, and generally I think I feel better than I have felt in quite a while. I think I just feel hopeful. Honestly, it scared the crap out of me to just go to that club, and I'm still anxious about this whole thing, but I know that this is the way to get out. That's why I did it. I want to live a better life, and something that I realized like 1 or 2 years ago is if you really want something, you can make it. It's just a matter of patience and your willingness to put the work in. And I don't mean like grinding 24/7, just doing something daily, bit by bit. Like for example, if you learn 3 small things on a daily basis, right? That's like what, almost 1,100 things learned in 1 year? Consistency is key, man. I see it time and time again, even for something like the Unreal Engine project that I did. I just learned daily, bit by bit. Today I will import this one single character, place it there, and I try to make it prettier, you know? And tomorrow I will do the same thing with another character. And over some time, I mean, look at that. I would have never expected that to take, like what, well, less than a year for sure, but I would say even less than half a year, considering how many breaks I had in between. I know this video is all over the place. Just real quick, because I reminded that of myself. Live streams. I have a faster internet connection now, so I can stream to YouTube in 1440p 60 FPS now, and to Twitch to, I think, close to 900p at 60 FPS, since Twitch limits the bitrate. But I can stream to both platforms at the same time in these settings now, which is cool. Where was I? So yeah, I'm working out, I'm taking care of myself, playing volleyball. I mean, with 6'2", it is pretty alright. I should be fine. Makes it a bit easier to play the game. I have created a Xeno introduction thing in our Discord server, right, with guides and info tidbits about the games. It is work in progress though. I finished Xenosaga and I'm currently streaming Resident Evil 2 Remake, which is mad fun. It is a really fantastic game. So, what's the conclusion? We live in pretty bad times altogether, that's true. As someone who is also part of Gen Z, we are rather lonely as a generation. Even the things we enjoy, which in this case is video games, also becomes more and more expensive. Besides everything else becoming more and more expensive. You do tend to catastrophize in your head, imagining the worst possible outcomes, and things overwhelm you so much that sometimes people can't see clearly anymore, considering to end their own lives, which is also not a rare thing nowadays. All I want to say is that try to be grateful for the little things. Oh man. How am I supposed to make the end of the recording? I definitely have to cut a few things here. Yeah, just food that you can eat, work, even if you hate it, someone would wish they had a job. Even something as simple as hands and feet. You have them, some people don't, and they would wish for these things. Being grateful for life, you know? It's such a rare thing to be able to experience. And also, life is so insanely random. You can live a completely different life in just a few years. Better, worse, who knows. To find out, you just gotta move on. If life becomes too much, go for a walk. It sounds so stupidly simple, but man, it was such a game changer for me. Walk, breathe in and out, and pay attention to random stuff. The clouds, the sun, the wind moving the trees and things like those. And if things are still bad, honestly, mindset is half the deal already. Or something. Do you say that in English this way? I don't know. If you convince yourself that X or Y is the end of the world, yeah, you will feel worse, straight up. I started living by the words, "it is what it is," for quite a few years now actually. Take things as they are, acknowledge the bad news and continue. If you need a few days to recover, then sure, take them. But the most important thing is that you, once again, just continue living at some point. I know for a fact that everyone can make it. Sounds mad cliche and hella corny, but I genuinely mean it. I really mean it. Once again, life is so unpredictable. Let's see what happens, right? You and me. This was more of a therapy session for myself. Thank you for existing. Thank you for being here. If you are in a bad spot, I hope you will feel better soon. If you want some people to talk while starting your own journey, may that be about video games or cool other things, consider to join Colony Sparks, the Discord server. Everyone is welcome. You just gotta be nice though. I dare you to be not nice. Thank you for watching. I wish you a fantastic rest of your day. See you later, folks.